Good evening. This is the Board of Selectmen's meeting of March 15, 2021 at 6:30 p.m. In accordance with the governor's order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, general law, chapter 30A, section 20, relating to the 2020 COVID-19 outbreak emergency, the March 15, 2021 meeting, public meeting of the Board of Selectmen shall be physically closed to the public to avoid any group congregation. However, to view this meeting in progress, please go to facebook.com/LakeCAM. You do not need a Facebook account to view this meeting. This meeting will be recorded and available to review at a later date at LakeCAM.tv. This is an open meeting of the Lakeville Board of Selectmen and is being conducted remotely, consistent with the governor's, got to go back to where I was. All right, should have known better. As a preliminary matter, my name is Rich LaCAM, Chairman of the Board of Selectmen. Permit me to confirm that all members and staff persons anticipated for the agenda are present and can hear me. Selectman Fabian.
Present.
Selectman Day.
Present.
Okay. And then we have the Tracy Greg McGee, Executive Assistant to the Board.
Present.
This meeting is open for the Lakeville Board of Selectmen and is being conducted remotely, consistent with the Governor Baker's order of March 12, 2020. Believe it or not, it's now been a year due to the COVID-19 emergency outbreak of COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend all public meetings. As such, the Governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of the public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order, which you can find a posted agenda with the materials for this meeting, allows public body to meet remotely, so as long as the public has access is afforded, so that the public can follow along with the deliberations in the meeting. Okay. First of all, first was on the agenda was go into executive session. We have to change the agenda slightly, that we will not be going into, we will not be discussing and reviewing the potentially signed contract to the new town administrator, because we're not prepared to do that at this meeting. So does the board have anything they want to bring up in their new business? Anybody want to bring anything up under old business?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I have one thing.
Sure.
So I apologize for the late notice on this. Obviously, the chair did not know that this was going to become before the board tonight. As I just had a conversation with town council about 1:15 this afternoon, as I had some outstanding questions on the RFP and contract process for Loon Pond Lodge that we've been working on for the past few weeks or a couple of months now. So it'd be my recommendation that if everybody hasn't had a chance to, give them a call, have a quick discussion with them, and we put this item on the agenda for our next meeting, I believe, which would be March 22nd. Certainly, if we'd like to have a short discussion, we could, but any vote would have to be ratified at a following meeting.
I believe the plan is, Leah, is to have the draft probably sometime midweek, and then have the board review it themselves, and then we were going to discuss it at the meeting on the 22nd.
Right. I'm just curious as to what the conversations were. I didn't have a chance today to call the attorney.
Okay. I had a conversation too. Brian, do you want to start?
Sure. So my conversation really was out of, I believe it was, so they all blended together. Was it last Wednesday we spoke with Parks during the budget meeting? Wednesday evening, I believe. And there was some discussion on the numbers in the proposal that we had awarded to go into the next phase of contract negotiation, and whether or not those numbers were expecting that the hall revenues were included in that. Which I went back when I had some time over the weekend, went back through the price proposal forms, went through the RFP, and did confirm that the price proposal form specifically calls out food, alcoholic beverage, and non-alcoholic beverage, and to be a percentage of those sales. Obviously, the rental hall fees were not included in there. So it is also my understanding that after our meeting, the bidder had reached out and had some questions of their own to see if they were understanding the RFP correctly. And I mean, right now, I think my concern would be that there may be a level of confusion or misunderstanding where whether or not they'd be able to follow through with their bid if they thought the rental hall fees were part of that and they actually were not. So I don't know if we want to have a conversation with the bidder, if we want to go back and look at things again. I'm just kind of concerned where we are. I know it's the 11th hour, but I know we all want to do this right.
Did you want to comment on that, Leah, before I say something, or?
No, you can say something.
Okay. I had the same conversation with the town council as well. And I actually, and I know Leah has already talked to Boston Tavern, that I wanted to confirm, as you said, Brian, that the rental fees are not included in the contract. 100% of the rental fees comes back, to the town. Okay, number one. Number two, the question that I asked having to do with cleaning service. We had budgeted $7,500 to do cleaning service. They are going to be 100% responsible to clean the facility after every event. So that is correct, as well. So as far as the discussion about whether they're concerned about that or not, what they're concerned about was that my discussion with them on Friday was that they were concerned that the rates were a little too high. And I explained to them that the rates are established by the Park Commission. So if they wanted to have a discussion about the rates, they certainly would have to go to the Park Commission to discuss that. But right now, our plan, everybody's plan, is to move forward with the contract as they proposed. So I will be meeting with them. Leah had asked me because, she's not feeling well, that I meet with them tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, which I'm meeting with him and Mike Nolan. So I will reinforce these discussions and let you know what happened.
So just to confirm, so then the contract will reflect nothing more than a percentage fee on food and beverages. Because I started to think outside the box during the discussion with town council and just asked, what options are available. And essentially, we can't expand the scope of the RFP. That obviously wouldn't be fair. And since the price proposal was percentage based on those two items, 3 if you split out alcoholic versus non-alcoholic, I mean, that would be the structure that we would have to.
That is correct. We can't try to change the structure. I asked him the same question, Brian.
Okay.
And because I thought maybe there was a different approach, but he said absolutely not.
Okay. All right. Okay. So hopefully we can clear that up with the bidder.
Okay. Anybody, anything else that you want to discuss about that, or?
No, I've just had so many conversations with Mark, with the attorney, and Boston Tavern, and the parks, and we just need to get this done. I was talking to a bride at 10:30 on Saturday night. Need my life back.
Oh, I want it done too. I just want to make sure we're crossing all of our T's and doing it fairly.
Yeah, no, I understand. We just need to get it done, that's all.
Okay, so going back to item number 2, I'll entertain a motion to again executive session. And please note that we will not be returning to open session. So if somebody could make that motion, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we go into executive session pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining with non-union personnel, specifically the town administrator, if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the public body, and the chairman so declares, and not to return to open session.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Baby and I.
Say aye.
LaCAM, aye. Okay, thank you very much.